Hi, Dan with Four Oaks Family Homestead. I'm in the greenhouse again today. Just kind of want to give you guys a walkthrough of what's been going on. How our garden is this fall. We have some fall crops in, so I want to show you those, see how they're progressing, and just give you just a general once around. We have recently put out the sorghum video, so we got a lot of that taken care of, but we still have a lot of stuff going on in the homestead throughout fall here. Starting here in the left back corner here, we have Lindsay's Meyer lemon tree. We have our three different peppers that are down here. I'll show you a close-up of those guys. We've got some pretty good peppers setting up. You'll notice this first guy here, it's got a bunch of yellow peppers on her, and these are about ready to harvest here, which are nice. These are a yellow cayenne, which is kind of a neat pepper. Here we have Tabasco peppers, and they have a whole lot of peppers setting up on there. There's a bunch of them in here, and they're just flowering crazily. This one in the back here is finally flowering. There's little kind of flowers right here, see them? But I have not anything set up yet. That one's taking a long time to set any fruit. Further on we have our peach trees, which are doing well. They like the climate, but not horribly so. On the bottom here, these are some collard greens. So those are doing well. Let me show you what on the ground right here. We have our blueberries, and we transplanted these from the garden. They were not doing well in the garden. They needed better care. I wasn't watering as regularly as I should have, but since moving out to the greenhouse, they have perked up quite a bit. Some new growth here, here, and here. But a few of them, this one here might have, well, she's alive but barely. The one in the back there looks like it's dead. I hope it comes back, but I don't know. Had a hard time with blueberries here, but I hope to do better. Over this direction, we do have our pastillas and ancho peppers, which are just setting up. You see some fruit right here. There's one right there. And there's quite a few more, like back down in here and there. So those are doing well. They're tall. There's some big plants. So I'm just over 6 foot, and these are up to my chin here. So that's a tall plant. It's doing well. This guy on the ground right here is a little orange bell pepper, and he's got his first little pepper right here. He's doing okay. Lots of flowers. It's a small little plant, but look at this pasilla. My goodness. Fatty. So those are nice. Moving on down the line here. This is our Anaheim pepper. He's got one nice one on there and flowers here. So I'm hoping to get a lot of fruit set up recently. This one here might set fruit, looks like it. So I got a couple of them on there. She's going okay. Going okay, I should say. And here's our jalapeno. He's got a lot of jalapenos on there, so I'm excited about that. Nice to see a bunch of jalapenos set up. Probably about 20 of them on there right now. And our basil has always loved it here, there, and up here at a hanging basket. The back corner here are sweet peppers, and those are going well. What's up with this grasshopper? Get over there. You're not welcome here. Alright, grasshopper's dead. We got some peppers setting up. These are nice ones. Cute little pepper there. Nice pepper right here. This has quite a few peppers that are set up, but still small yet. So, hoping for a good crop of these later on. This guy in the back is a little red pepper, which is nice. And little being the key word for this guy. Oh, is it? No, dead leaves. I thought there was a frog back here, but it's just dead leaves. So, little pepper here, peppers here, just turning colors. So these are little guys, but it's very nice. I mean, this one's decent size. I don't know. So little pepper plants. Those are doing good. Turning around in the middle row, we have our potatoes. These are what I thought was kale when I planted it, and I've been eating it like kale, but I think those are collard greens. So there you go. Mislabeled seed packet, perhaps. Here we have some red Swiss chard, and that stuff's been producing all year long. This is just another pick in here. And one little volunteer tomato plant just showed up on the side of it, so, well, there we go. That was neat. And here is a Roma tomato. He's doing well. Very big. Not setting up a whole lot of big tomatoes yet, but hoping that this will last decently into late fall. On this other side back here, we do have our brassicas, cauliflower, and cabbages. We did harvest a cabbage back here in the corner. I haven't pulled the plant out of the ground yet, but that was neat to have a little cabbage right there. We harvested that one. So we'll have this guy here, purple cabbage, and we have a lot of the dinosaur kale here. These guys are doing good. But one thing I've been hoping for a long time is our broccoli. We have not had any broccoli head up, and I've been wondering what is going on. But just recently, this guy here, the broccoli head's starting to show up. So, hallelujah, we're gonna get some broccoli. Down here we got a bunch of them heading up here as well. So we're gonna get some broccoli. It's just taking a lot longer than I thought it was. And we have a lot of broccoli plants. There's that guy. One there in the corner against the wall. That one, and this enormous dark green one. This thing is the healthiest plant all year long. It's big, fat, fluffy, and healthy, but never a broccoli head on it. Just now starting to see them come out. So that's exciting. And then along this other wall here, the rest of the way down, we have tomato plants and zucchini. Zucchini have not produced in here. Tomato plants have been very sparse. There's one little tomato, you see them right there, starting to turn orange. And those are Romas as well. So not a lot of success with the tomatoes in the greenhouse. It's a bit hot for them, I guess is probably the issue. These here are our elderberries, and they have done very well since I brought them here in the greenhouse. This one, and here as well. We have a little yellow pepper. It's starting to produce better peppers back here. These sweet yellow peppers. So there's a few peppers there. Those are nice. And that's about it for the greenhouse. The exception of, let me show you this. So happy to see this. All the way down here in the middle row. That's a blackberry plant right there. But just over here is our raspberry. And our raspberry, lo and behold, set up a little bunch of raspberries. And they're ripening up, and I get to pick this one right now and eat it. I'm sure some bugs on it. That is so flavorful. It's kind of interesting. It's not as sweet as I have thought, but it has a lot of flavor. So this bunch ripened up, and this bunch right here, some of them ripened up. So how about that? We have lots of new growth here, and back here as well. So these guys are doing well since transplanting them from the garden as well. So let me show you at the garden. That's the greenhouse tour for now. All right, about in the garden now, we have a few different rows of fall stuff we planted. The first row here is, well, this is a weed and grass. We're constantly fighting this stuff. But we have here bok choy. We have it here, 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 all the way up to here. Over here we have tot soy. Tot soy goes from here to right there. And intermixed with this is a little bit of volunteer lettuce that we had growing here earlier in the year. So our lettuce plants are still little, but we have some all along in here. Here's one, and we have some volunteers come up as well. We have tomatoes, which I'm not going to necessarily keep, and a lot of these little lettuce plants in here, here. So those are growing for now, and I'll show you what we got going at the end of the row there. Back at the end of the row here we have bush beans. So these guys have grown very well. Much of them have come up, and we do have some lettuce in the middle of them too. There's a little lettuce thing here. Those are volunteers also. So we have these guys. Hopefully we'll get a little bit of a late crop off of them if we can keep the weeds at bay, keep the frost from hitting us too early. But we do have row covers if needs be once it gets cooler. But I'll just keep showing you as we go along what we got going on the other side over here behind you. Oh, it might be something good. We have over here some sugar snap peas. We have a little row over here and a larger row over here. Put up these little hog panel trellises for them. Figured that would be good for the peas to grow up. Looks like they're starting to grab hold of them already, a couple spots, so that's good. I did kind of mess them up a little bit once I put them in here. I killed a couple of the peas. Well, but they germinated pretty well, and hopefully we get some good fall crop off of these guys here. Last of the fall crops over here, we have some okra planted up here. I don't know how that'll do. I just figured I'd give it a try since I didn't plant any earlier in the year like I had thought about. Back here we have cucumbers, and they are doing great. They're just loving it. About ready to start putting on some flowers, it looks like, and I think every single one of them germinated. So they're onto their first little set of vines, sending out tendrils here, and they just are loving it. So we'll keep them going into the fall. Hopefully we'll get some good cucumbers to set up some pickles this fall. And then we have the sweet potatoes. And oh my goodness, these things, sorry about that, these sweet potatoes are going crazy. Now I have, as you can see, didn't do a lot of weeding of our grass around them. I did for a while, caught up, and wasn't able to keep up with everything, so kind of let it go. But the sweet potatoes are going gangbusters. They've flowered, have been for a while, and they're growing way out on all sides. We got growth trying to break into the fall crops. I keep kicking them out their sides there, but they're doing well. And a couple more things to show you here for our fall stuff. First being our tomatoes over here. Again, with our tomatoes, we kind of let them grow up. I failed in the staking areas, but we have hundreds of tomatoes that are set up. Little green tomatoes, I'll show you some over here. These guys are a couple inches wide, and I have been fighting the hornworms, but it seems like we got a hold of them, handle on it, I should say. Got a handle on it. I haven't seen any. I had one today. Prior days I had like up to 10 of them or so, but fed them to the chickens. Chickens love them, and the tomatoes are just going gangbusters also here. They've set up, like I said, hundreds and hundreds of tomatoes, and if we get another month or so, I figure that we'll get a very large late crop of tomatoes, so that'll be nice. I've been waiting for those all year, but it had been so hot and dry that the tomatoes just wouldn't set up the flowers. They kept dropping the flowers. Alright, last thing I'm going to show you for the garden tour for right now. This is the last thing I want to show you here. This is our watermelon. It's about 24 inches in diameter. I'll get the whole thing in the shot in a second here. And about a foot thick. And it is enormous. The biggest watermelon that I've ever grown. And I'll show you once it's finished how big she is and how much it weighs. But I'm hoping for 30 to 40 pounds. We'll see.